Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, rape suspect handed over to police by community members. A 31-year-old man has been charged with rape and other offenses after he was caught and handed over to cops by fellow community members. Charged with burglary, rape and assault occasioning actual bodily harm is Obigia Gooden, otherwise called Bobby, a laborer of Georges Plain, Westmoreland. Reports from the Savannah Lamar police are that about 10 p.m. on June 27, a woman securely locked up her house in a district in Westmoreland and retired to bed. She was later awoken by a loud noise and allegedly saw Gooden kicking in her front door. He reportedly entered the house and sexually assaulted and threatened her. On Saturday, June 28, Gooden was held by the residents of the community and handed over to the police. He was charged on Thursday, July 3, after a question and answer session. His court date is being arranged. St. James, a bartender, runs from cops caught with a firearm. The St. James police charged a man following the seizure of a pistol with a magazine attached during an operation in Tucker District, Granville in the parish on Thursday. 23-year-old Wakor Beaton, a bartender from the parish, has been charged with the possession of a prohibited weapon and the unauthorized possession of ammunition following the seizure. Reports from the Granville police are that at 9:40 p.m., a team of officers were conducting a patrol in the area when on the approach of the lawman, Beaton, who was standing among a group of men, ran off. The officers gave chase, apprehending Beaton shortly after. He was searched, during which a 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 5 9mm rounds of ammunition were allegedly found inside a bag in his possession. Beaton was taken into custody, where he was subsequently charged. A court date for him is being arranged. Car thieves go high-tech. Criminals block GPS signals to avoid tracking. A frightening new tool in the arsenal of car thieves has surfaced in Jamaica, raising major concerns among investigators and vehicle security experts. The device, believed to block or jam GPS signals, was discovered recently during a probe into a stolen vehicle and is suspected to be behind the vanishing act of cars stolen without a trace. It's not a common device, but we have reason to believe it is intentionally used to delay or stop the transmission of location data, a player in the vehicle tracking subsector told the news. The device was found plugged into the vehicle's auxiliary power outlet, commonly called the cigarette lighter port. According to the source, the moment the device was connected, the car's tracking ability was compromised. We have observed the interference with the vehicle's tracking ability after the device was plugged in, the source confirmed. The discovery adds another troubling layer to Jamaica's vehicle theft crisis. Between January 1 and March 31, a staggering 474 vehicles were reported stolen, but only 76 were recovered, according to data from the Stolen Motor Vehicle Unit. Detective Marcel Bedward, head of the SMVU, said criminals are becoming more tech-savvy in their methods, although traditional tactics like hot wiring and removing trackers are still widely used. The devices that the criminals use are ever so changing, Bedward said. He added that a more sophisticated tactic now being used involves cloning, giving a stolen vehicle the identity of a legally owned one that was written off after a crash. This makes detection and recovery significantly harder. They steal a vehicle in premium shape, never in an accident, and put your information on it, Bedward explained. It makes for harder detection from a police standpoint. Even more alarming is how legitimate auto-diagnostic and the programming tools readily available on websites like Amazon and eBay are being weaponized. Criminals are using them to duplicate keys and bypass security systems. These devices, in their natural form, help more than hurt. The misuse is what we have a problem with, Bedward said. Because of this, he strongly advises vehicle owners to install layer security systems including immobilizers, hidden kill switches, and discrete trackers. Bedward also warned about the dangers of leaving key fobs near windows or doors. Some tech-savvy thieves are using signal boosters to pick up and clone the unlock signals from keyless entry vehicles, especially those with push-to-start features. Despite the frightening capabilities of these new tools, Bedward has said the high-tech approach to car theft isn't yet widespread. "We are not seeing a large-scale shift to technology," he explained. Still, the implications are serious. According to Bedward, every stolen vehicle contributes to wider criminal activity, including the purchase of illegal firearms. "The issue for us isn't just the theft, it's the revenue being placed in the hands of criminals to buy guns and fund illegal networks," he said. "If we don't take it seriously, the problem will grow in the back end." The only third term they will have is in prison, says Bunting. As the country awaits a date for the general election, opposition spokesperson on national security, Senator Peter Bunting, has suggested that the only term the ruling Jamaica Labour Party will get after the polls is in prison for corruption. The general election is constitutionally due this year. The JLP came into office in 2015 and received a second term in 2020. "I just wanted to carry this energy. They're trying to tire us out. They're afraid to call it because they know that the only third term that they're going to have is the prison term." The prison term, reiterated Bunting to a frenzied response from the crowd of supporters and others who turned out for the PNP's island-wide bus tour stop in Water Square, Falmouth. The first day of the two-day Jamaica Time Come For Better bus tour, which started at the National Heroes Park in Kingston, ended with a spot meeting in Falmouth, Trelawney on Friday. The tour continues Saturday from St. James and is expected to end with another spot meeting in St. Elizabeth in the evening. Bunting further told the meeting that his statement must not be seen as a threat. "That is not a threat to anybody. That is a call to justice," he stated. "All of those who are stealing billions, they have to go to jail for a longer time and wear short pants, so I don't make any apology for that. Justice is what demands it," Bunting added. NIA Director urges Dennis Strong to release information on his recruitment to FID. Principal Director of National Integrity Action, Daniel Archer, believes Chartered Accountant Dennis Strong should release information on his recruitment to the Financial Investigations Division. It comes as the questions continue to swirl about his appointment to the position and the decision to remove key requirements for the post. Ms. Archer says the continued lack of information on the recruitment is serving to erode public trust in government institutions. Ms. Archer, speaking with the news on Friday, said there is information that can be disclosed about the appointment without affecting personal privacy.
We can't help but to ask ourselves now, even more so than before, what is happening? Is it that they're controlling the information because there was nepotism and favoritism? Is it that the qualifications were tampered with to align them to have someone that they wanted to be in the position chosen? It creates an unfortunate experience where we continue to struggle with public trust. And what this is doing, unfortunately, is emphasizing that there is reason not to trust the government in these things, not to trust public institutions. And unfortunately, the FID is now married in that. It's buried in that thought where we have to wonder, what is happening? Why is it happening? Is there a reason? If I want to build trust in the government, then I'd want to not only disclose the master sheet, but answer the questions. Redact the personal names and identifying features of the individuals. Tell us the date. Give us the minutes. Let us understand what was considered in these meetings, because you really may have a good reason why, as the Minister of Information says, you want to widen the pool. If we didn't get persons who had the requisite criteria, they didn't fit the bill, then tell us, and tell us why. Tell me who as well. So I want to know who it is that applied and why you felt that when the current Commissioner of Police in Turks and Caicos decided that he was going to take the job, it having been offered to him a few days later, who was next to him? Was the person so bad in their qualifications that they could not have been considered?
President of the Medium, Small and Micro Enterprises Alliance, Antoinette Hamilton, says a greater transparency is needed surrounding the adjustments to the requirements of the top job at FID. She says that this is necessary as the government should be setting an example for others to follow.
We believe that getting greater transparency around what we believe is a material adjustment to a job description was necessary to set a good precedent for our MSMEs, especially those that are just starting out, that are curious about employment practices, how to employ, how to terminate, how to promote, and even how to adjust job descriptions, and ensuring that those persons that may have been positioning themselves for promotion or these type of opportunities are not treated unfairly during the process. And so we wanted to get greater clarity as to what really transpired, why what we believe a material adjustment was made to a job description of such sensitive position.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.